Oh, grown folks, look at this, look at this. Oh man, look at us. Look at this, just for a second. Can we just breathe this in for a second? God damn. We're across the street from Family Dollar killing the game. Last day at Hoochie Daddy Shorts. Last day. All right. Welcome to Grown Folk Stories, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly ladies. Mostly, it's like 80%. Now, for the ladies here who would want more gentlemen here, no, not today. No, I'm just kidding. We'll get the word out. We got to get the word out. Jesus, I'm not mad. To be honest with you, I'm not mad at all. This sea of fineness is amazing. But all right, so welcome to Grown Folk. Is this your first time at Grown Folk Stories? Please raise your hand. Your first timers. Make some noise for the first timers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So let's do some rules out the way. You have 5 minutes to tell a story. I will pull your name from the bucket. You have 5 minutes to tell a story. And just like when you come up here, don't be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? A jerk, a bigot, a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just don't. I'm trying to speak in a language that we understand together. You know what I'm saying? Or a whole ass nigga also. But honestly, just, be cognizant of where you're at, who's around you, especially where you're at. South side. Across the street from Family Dollar. That's all about. All right, so also, yeah, what's other rules? I have some announcements. Eric gave me a fucking novel of announcements to go through. I use my radio voice. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's wine and dinner time. Explore Portugal wine dinner at Bronzeville Winery. Limited seating, buy your tickets now. 5-course paired wine dinner with live flamenco dancing. Oh, good times. That is, I think that's just a thing to say. It doesn't give a date. It's Tuesday. Okay, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. See Daddy in the corner. It's Tuesday. Hey, Eric, the way Eric act, he should be in like sandals and dress socks all the time. You know what I'm saying? Barbecuing. It's Tuesday, goddammit. All right, it is Tuesday. All right, sorry. Moving on. Happy hour. They're having a new happy hour on Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Yeah. Make some noise for happy hour. Getting fucked up. It begins on Wednesday, Bronzeville Winery, every Wednesday Wednesday and Thursday from 4 to 6. Pricing only good on orders before 6 p.m. Guests must be seated before 5:45 p.m. Damn, just like a parking directions. Yeah. No parking, 3 inches of snow to the left for 3 hours on Sundays. All right. Reservations not necessary. Okay, show up and show out. All right. Yeah, everybody can go. Everybody. Let's see. $7 wine, $7 bites, $7 cocktails. Available outdoor and at the bar. Okay, all right, we're here. Holiday party, because this shit is long. Book your holiday party or plans your team's holiday gifts with Bronzeville Winery. From DIY cocktail kits to bottles of wine. Reach out to these niggas. Let's see. Oh, the 25th anniversary of Silver Room is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. 25 years, this brother's been in business, man. People don't know this about Eric, but he used to sell glasses out the back of his car. You know what I'm saying? That's not a joke. I mean, stop laughing. It's a hustle, okay? He got him here. He owned this motherfucker, so I'm gonna start that tomorrow. Sell some glasses out the back of a trunk. All right, so, man, are y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay, let's do this, man. I'm gonna go to the bucket. Oh, real quick. Demetrius. This is my brother over here, D-Money. That's his stripper name. He and I used to strip in nursing homes together. Money. That's all I'm saying. I'm in a bunch of wheels right now, you dig? If you go over, when you're done, when you're at your last minute of your story, he's gonna hold up a sign that says, 1 minute left, okay? Let's say that your minute is the fuck done, okay? He will hold up a sign that says, time's up. Okay, good, I like that. We're about signs, we're about communication, empathy. If you go over your 5 minutes, which some of you probably will, we're gonna say seriously. You can take that passive aggressively or straightforward. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like the seriously, or like, nigga, seriously. Wrap it up, B. Okay? So we all good? We all right? All right, man, let's have some fun, man. Grown folk stories. Okay, grass people, what's up? Make some noise for the grass people, y'all. Yeah. First name that I pulled tonight. I hope it's somebody that said, put mine at the bottom. Shine! Shine, where you at, Shine? She just put her name in. She's the last person to put her name in the bucket. You saw how I did it, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, coming up for our first one tonight, come up for Shine! And it's her first time. It's her first time, guys. Make some real noise. Wake these neighbors up.
I really didn't have a story yet, but I don't speak in front of people, so I figured, put it right here. Can y'all hear me now? Okay. I didn't really have a story yet, but I don't speak in front of people, so I figured I'd get up here and say something. To compliment the room, because it's a room full of ladies in here. Ladies? Okay. I was making this story in my head about how I was going to tell it, but it came down to being in different spaces. So when I graduated from high school, I went to SIU. I was in college of, hey, what some lookies in the building? Okay, yeah. But yes, I went to SIU, and I was in the College of Science in their zoology program. And I go down to interview, and I see very unfamiliar faces, you know. So I'm like, oh, this is opportunity, because there's nobody else here like me, you know what I'm saying? I'm the only woman in the zoology program. I was the only colored in the zoology program. So all the scholarships, I just figured I was going to eat those up. And to some degree, I did. And then I realized that I was the only person that looked like me, right? And so being in that male-dominated space, also Caucasian-dominated space, no offense, being in that space, right, was different for me. So then, get out of college, I get into corporate. First job in corporate America, tech industry. I went to school for zoology, yes, and I ended up in technology. Next thing. But ended in the tech industry at CDW, and I see same thing, right? Servicing Northern California area, lots of men, very few women, very limited blacks, right? But a lot of men are there, and they're all moving up the ladders quickly. The shoulders for me to lean on for the other women weren't really there, because those communities and those industries are not dominated by women, right? So I get out of corporate, I move back into Texas, which is interesting enough, very, very nice space. Get back into the corporate world of insurance, and I'm around men and, you know, the other people again. And so I realized, right, that we as women, we are the infrastructure of a lot of different things. And we are the movers and the shakers in a lot of different things. And in those same buildings that I was in, on the floors that I was on, the sales floor, making the commissions and stuff like that, that's not where I saw most of our people. Where I saw our people were in the service, were in administration. They were in those fields, in those areas, right? And they have us there because we can do the work. We make the cycles move that push their initiatives, right? But even in those same spaces, we're not supporting each other enough. And that's why it's a lot more complicated for us to get to those tiers at the top, because we need to be helping and leaning on each other. No offense, guys, but bro code is strong, right? And I think that girl code is strong too, but we have to be there to implement it. So I get up here today as a woman, as a black woman, as a woman that is educated, as a woman that has worked in corporate fields, to tell y'all I love each and every black woman in here. Each and every woman that I don't know. If I know you, I love you. If I don't know you, I love you. If I knew you, I support you. If I don't know you, I support you. I support you, black woman. I support you, black business. Whatever you need, if I can do it, I'm here, because that's how we should be. We should stand together. We should be there for each other, and not putting your burdens off on each other, right? But being there to support, being there to hold strong, to be there when your family needs you. Black women, we are family. We are the most successful, no offense, black men, we are the most successful, the highly educated in the United States. Black women are the most educated in the United States. Know that, right? So we have the power, And if we stick together and lean on each other and start forgiving our friends just as much as we forgive these men, if we start being there for each other and leaning on each other just as much as we lean on those men, I can guarantee you those infrastructure and that support system will be a lot stronger. So, to the black women, I love y'all.
Come on, Shine. One more time for Shine. First time. What? Shine, just to let you know, like, you don't have to say no offense when you say white people. Past that. Way past that. Actually, you can offend the shit out of them. It's fine. Got that pass. All right. She's like, the others. Oh, like, you mean white folks? Caucasoids? Yeah, you can say that. All right, let's see here. Is it Shakaya? Is it Shakaya? Is it? Ladies and gentlemen, clap it for Shakaya! Now, the last time Shakaya was here at Grown Folks, she told a story about beating up a bunch of bitches. It was amazing. But she told me tonight, she said, Binky, I'm a pacifist. I'm like, yeah, you pacifist right to a bitch, too. Shakaya, ladies and gentlemen!
Hi, y'all. Okay, so I've been drinking. So recently, some things have been happening to me as far as like old flings. Has anybody had old flings? Oh my God. Baby, that light. I'm sorry. But old flings have been popping up back into my life. So the other day, I'm outside with my dog. We're having a great time playing. I done put his little ointment on. He got a rash. So we outside. He's good. So one of my old flings drive past, but roll the window down real slow. I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to say? I'm not going to say anything. So I go to work later, and he's like, wow. He messaged me. He's like, wow, you couldn't say anything to me when I drove past? I'm like, no, I didn't have no words for you. You don't deserve them, okay? So he's like, that's so crazy. So he was like, what changed? What happened? I'm like, I'm gonna tell you what happened because I've held it in for so long. It's about like 3 years, y'all. I've been ready to let it out. I'm like, yeah, you finna get this work, okay? So he's like, I was like, I do videography and photography on the side. So I try to, lift up my people, black people. I'm finna lift y'all up. So this girl, she asked me to do a commercial. She sold drinks. They were really good. I was like, okay, cool. I'll do your commercial. Started off as a 5-minute commercial. Ended up as a 15-minute whatever. So I'm like, yeah, she finna pay for this. So long story short, we're riding in the car together because we're going to different people's houses and things like that. So she's like, oh yeah, this guy, his name, we gonna say his name. We gonna say his name because I've been drinking. But we just gonna say Jacory. It's real ghetto, okay? It's giving 290, okay? It's giving West Side, all right? So we're in the car, we're riding. I don't know this girl from a can of paint, but I'm not finna treat you with disrespect. I'm in your car, and I know you got your conceal and carry. And so, I'm gonna act correct. I'm gonna come correct. And then we got business to take care of. So we just gonna do that. So she's like, oh yeah, this dude named Jacory, he's messing with me, he's not really doing me right, and da 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 da. And she was like, do you know Jacory? I'm like, I said, yeah, I went to high school with him, because I don't really owe you nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't really got nothing to do with you. This was a long time ago. So, I'm on my business. So time goes on, and so the last shot, it's like months later. That's the last shot we got to do. She tells me a week before this last shot, oh, I have a family gathering that I have to go to, and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. I was like, okay, cool. I do makeup on the side, too. We got to get that money. All right. So she was like, can you do my makeup, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool. Go to her house, do her makeup. I see the outfit laid out on the bed. Her hair's done. She got a new lace front. I'm like, come on. This a family party? Because I got on biker shorts and a blue jean jacket. What's going on? So she's like, oh, yeah, this is Jacory's party. Babe, what? So I play poker face because you ain't gonna never catch me slipping like that because you got me messed up. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm doing her makeup. I'm making sure she cute because I'm still getting paid for this, okay? So she's cute. I get in the car and I just sitting there thinking, I'm like, God damn. This bitch trying to set me up. It's some shit going on now. So I'm just like, you know what? I'ma chill. I don't know. I could have called my mom. I could have called anybody to just vent this out. I called my cousin's wife. Never talked to her, never had a deep conversation, never had nothing. But I was just like, I don't know who to call. So called her and she was like, oh no. I told her what's going on. She's like, oh no, this bitch knew. She knew what the fuck was going on. And she done invited you to this shit. She was like, either you got two things you can do. You can make this money or you could go home and not make this money. I was like, bullshit. I'm finna get this cash. So it's on a high rise. It's nice. It's cute. Everything is bad. I seen the 1 minute left. Okay, I gotta hurry up. Okay, so I see the high rise. We doing everything. So I told you I had on some biker shorts, y'all. I had on a hat. I wasn't that cute, but I was like, when I step up in this place, I gotta make sure I'm the baddest bitch in here, right? So it's a whole bunch of black people, black niggas, they just up there drunk and high and all this other stuff. So I'm just up in there with my biker shorts on, little half top jacket. I'm just like, shooting pictures. Dude see me. He see me walk past. She like all the way over there. She peeped. So she like, this bitch. So I'm the one that got all your footage. I need you to chill out. You feel me? Why she jump out her body at this goddamn party, y'all? Jump out her body. Talk about, oh, this bitch, she thinks she all that. She thinks she doing the most and woo and all this other stuff. I was like, bitch, I'll delete all your motherfucking footage and keep your money. Don't play with me. But, you know, I was just thinking about that. I was like, that's some fucked up shit. She low-key tried to set me up. That's some 290 shit for you. Vet all the West Side people. Vet them.
Yep, pacifists. Yep. Pacifists and started a war with the West Side. Cool. Where the West Side at? West Side here? Is the West Side here? Okay. I see y'all West Side. Welcome to Green Grass. What? It's not a lot over there. I've seen it. You're much more family oriented, I know that. And I don't know, do we both shoot on the same ratio? I don't know. All right, but we need to show love, man. West Side and South Side, man. We love each other. So clap it up for West Side and South Side, all right? Stop playing. All right, Jasmine. Where's Jasmine at? With a Z. I think there's like 12 Jasmines in there. Jasmine with a Z. Jasmine going once. Wait. Come on, Jasmine. Clap it up for Jasmine coming from the side. Come on, hair. Just for me. Thought about it. See you next time.
I've never told this story for an audience. And I've done a lot of public speaking and I teach a lot of classes. Oh, I'm nervous.
You got this, Jasmine!
I'm sorry because my story's not funny. Not at first.
Jasmine,
not at first. I'm sorry because my story's not that funny. Not in the beginning. All right. So about 11 years ago, I almost died by suicide. Whew. I guess that's the hard part, right? So I woke up in the ICU. I was there for 3 days. I was serious. It was very serious. I was there for 3 days, and psychiatrists, they have to clear you. In case you don't know the process, they have to clear you. They usually send you to a happy place. They usually send you to like a facility, to develop your treatment plan and everything like that. But the thing was, I've always worked in mental health. The way that I made it to the ER is because when the police came to do the wellness check, I said, I am not a threat to myself or anyone else. Then I laid down and passed out, and I was given a 40-60% chance that night. But I'm here. So there's light on the other end of that story. So that psychiatrist sat there with me, and he said, I'm going to send you home. He said, I have a feeling that you were just trying to escape whatever situation that you were in, and you have enough support because I was living in Maryland at the time. My mom was here. My brother was in Germany. He flew in that next weekend or whatever. They called around the country. Embarrassingly enough, one of my best friends tweeted to my other best friends to call me. It's an emergency. Super embarrassing. But anyways, so the psychiatrist decided I had the support system to go home. I personally think, looking back, even though that's the worst call a psychiatrist could make for someone in my situation, but that was the best call for me. So I went to work that next Monday. I got out on a Friday and went to work, and nobody would have ever known because that's who I am, and that's what I did. And so when I went and got the help on the other side, I learned about myself that I was living in major depression for, he said, about 7 years. So I went back those 7 years of life, and I looked at how it was the life of the party, and how if anybody wanted to go get drunk and dance on top of something, I was your girl to call. I did undergrad in Miami, so when people came to visit, I was always like, let's go. I never had classes before 11 o'clock. I was always down to party. So that was me. I was always the fun one, but there were so many nights where I cried myself to sleep. So I'm here in 2011, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to work everything out. I am going to therapy. I am checking myself. I decided not to medicate. I also have a bunch of anxiety disorders, which is not fun, but I'm managing them and I'm living through them. It takes work every single day. I'm sharing this story out loud right now for the first time, for one, because it's Suicide Awareness Month. But I'm sharing it mostly because if there's anybody who's dealing with any thoughts of suicide or depression and does not feel supported, or even better, doesn't see hope on the other side, I want to show you that I'm living proof that it's okay. But I also want to tell you that it takes time. It wasn't until 2019 where I felt alive again. I was doing the work all this time. I had a child. She's absolutely amazing. She is a light in this world, and you would never know that she came from a mother who felt nothing. But I instill love in her. She's like a little therapist. I'm a therapist now, by the way. But I still instill love and light in her every single day. But it took me until 2019, and I only have 1 minute left, so if you want to find me and talk about more, I'm an open book. But yeah, there's the good stuff on the other side. There's travel, and there's fun, and there's friends, and there's family, and there's knowing yourself, and it gets better, because I'm here, I'm proof. So I hope the next person has a really funny story to lighten the mood back up.
Come on, one time for Jasmine. Courageous ass, man. See, honestly, this is why grown folk stories is important, man. Like, you sincerely never know people's story and how it'll relate and how it'll help. How to help more than anything. Like, people don't understand, like, people, I don't have a story. I say bullshit. I say how you got here tonight was a story. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you put on. When you lay that shit on the bed like, I'm gonna kill. Story. But one time for Jasmine. We love you, Jasmine. Clap it up for Jasmine, y'all. That was beautiful. All right. Allie K. Where's Allie K at? I know Allie K. What up, Allie? Where you at? Clap it up for Allie K, ladies and gentlemen. And also, don't be afraid, guys. Speak into this microphone, like right up in here. Don't be afraid, okay? And we got a mic stand now. And stand in the light, yes. Stand, like, try to get some of this Jesus light right here. Got my beard glistening in this bitch. There you go, Allie. Clap it up for Allie K, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, hey y'all. My bad, I was smoking weed. Anyway, I'm out of breath now, shit. Whew. Hi, fuck it. This is a true story. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all about the time I got tricked into going on a date with an older gentleman. Right, yeah. I thought he was in my little age range, you know, like 40, 42. No, he wasn't. And you know, black don't crack, right? We know that. He was all in shape and stuff. His body was looking real good. I was like, okay. We at Target, we picking up some alcohol, you know, a little bottle. And the lady like, sir, when's your birthday? He like, I was born in May of 1962. I said 62. May of 1962. God damn, okay. He trying to give me this old baby boomer dick. All right, I'll take a little bit. I'll take a little pinch of it. I said, oh, this story ain't even long though, but like, you know, we was all the way in Tinley Park. Uber ride home would have been like, shit, $150 from where I live, you know. So I'm like, God damn, I'm out here now. I didn't drive. I definitely didn't drive. I said, God damn, fuck, what am I do? What am I do? You know? We had, you know, he got the room already. I said, you ain't even asked me. You just gonna get the room? How you know? How'd you know? How'd you know? But yeah, y'all put a smile on that old man face. I did. I put an old smile on old Gus' face. I should have known a nigga named Gus wasn't born in the 80s. I said, God damn. I should have known better. Yeah. He was in shape though, and he had some nice meat. Shoot, I'm looking at my old phone for his number because I'm gonna have to hit Gus' ass up. For real. I ain't even need all the time, y'all. That's it. My name is Allie K. Shoot, I'll catch y'all around, man. Love and light, peace. Take care of yourselves. Thank you, Binky. Love you.
This nigga named Gus. That is the oldest motherfucking Great Depression name. That's your baby daddy named Gus? Probably the same Gus. Probably the same Gus, talk like this. Stand like this. What you want? I don't want shit from you. Gus speaking third person? Oh, you think Gus playing, huh? Oh, you think Gus a goddamn playing? You think Gus? You think Gus won't come up there and fuck the shit out about you, girl? Slewfoot ass Gus. Hey, Slewfoot Gus is hilarious. Sophia, where's Sophia at? What's up? And it is Mexican Heritage Month, ladies and gentlemen. Está loca, dale. Oh, you gotta get it.
It is Latino Heritage Month. And so I'm on Instagram. I'm Chicago Sophie. But when I tell people that I'm from Chicago, I say born but raised in the suburbs. I don't like to lie, right? And so I tell them I was born in Chicago and I was raised in the suburbs because I moved there in second grade. It was the late 80s, if I'm gonna tell you how old I am. And my dad moved out there. My parents moved out there because my dad got a job out there, right? And I had been living in the city, and I had been raised with my cousins, and I was going to school with my cousins, and everybody kind of looked like me, right? And then I moved to the suburbs, and nobody looked like me, and I had no cousins, right? And we moved into this neighborhood, into this apartment complex that was right across the street from the factory that my mom worked at. And there was these I lived in the apartments. There was townhouses near us, and then there was houses near us. And there was like a pond that was shared between the apartments and the houses. And this is when I realized I didn't belong. Because I would walk, I was a little kid, I was like 7 years old, and I walked around the pond because I thought that was fun, because that's what you did. And then the white people would come out of their houses and yell at me, no offense, they would yell at me, the 7-year-old little kid, for walking around the pond and tell me to get the fuck off their property, right? And that's when I started hearing words like wetback, or spick, right? And then I was in school and I didn't look like the girls around me. The girls around me were very preppy. They had their corduroys on. And, you know, I got my clothes at the secondhand store. And they were practicing like a prayer to Madonna. They would like during recess they would like practice a dance to like a prayer, and I didn't even know what that was. Like I didn't know what Madonna was. I grew up listening to Mexican music. Like I grew up listening to Vicente Fernandez, and so I always kind of felt like an outsider there. And then at some point, like I think it was I grew up with like a dad that had some anger issues, right? And so one night I came home, or I was playing outside with my friends, and I came home, and my parents were fighting, and my dad used to hit my mom, and I remember I just kind of left. I went outside again, and I realized that I told my little girlfriend. And she told her mom, and she called the cops on my dad, right? So, like, I just grew up being so different from everybody. But the worst part was that, and I guess it wasn't the worst part, was that because I had gone to school in the city and I had done, like, bilingual classes, when I went to the suburbs, there was no longer bilingual classes, and my English was, I guess, not that great, so they made me repeat second grade. And it was just because I didn't understand English, because my native language was Spanish. So between second and sixth grade, like the kids used to call me a flunker, right? And also, I should have worked there. Also, like, I don't know if you see this booty here, because it's kind of dark, but I had a Kim Kardashian ass back in back then. So the kids used to call me Sofa. They called me a flunker because I had this big ass, right? It wasn't until junior high that I started going to school with a more diverse crowd, and then I no longer was called flunker in eighth grade, like in sixth, seventh grade or something like that. But it was just growing up in the suburbs and being different and not realizing that, as a kid you didn't know that you were the only one that wasn't white around. All that to say that this last month I got a appointment at the Mexican consulate. I brought my daddy to the Mexican consulate, and I got my Mexican birth certificate that says I am now a citizen of Mexico. Yeah. I can now buy property in Mexico. And I now have a passport, a Mexican passport. So I fucking belong here, and I fucking belong there. So fuck y'all. And just one last thing, Binky. It is Mexican Independence Day tomorrow. So I want everyone to say, I'm going to say Viva Mexico, and all you have to say is Viva. So we say, Viva Mexico! Viva! Viva Mexico! Viva! Viva Mexico! Viva! Viva Mexico, cabrones!
Come on, some booty, Sophie. Clap it up for Sophia, y'all. Yeah, don't let nobody make fun of that ass, all right? Ass is proper. All right. You know what's crazy? I lived in the suburbs for a little while too. We went, like, my story is the story of boondocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went from the city to the burbs and then back to the city. Like, hey, no offense, white people, but y'all a trip. Y'all, motherfucker, my grades started slipping. Like, white people was telling on me and shit. Lawrence did this. I'm like, bitch, where we do that at? I was confused. I was like 6th, 7th grade, you know what I'm saying? I really was like confused on how they did things there. It was just fucking confusing. White world is confusing. It's like, no washcloths? Anyways, all right, so. No offense. His legs is clean. Anyways, We got some brother action up here. Where Brad at? Where Brad at? Come on, Brad. Come up for the first brother tonight. Come up for Brad. Well, his name is Brad. I don't know if he's a brother. Brad. Where's Brad? He all the way in the back. I know Brad. Come on, Brad. Come up for Brad, y'all. Coming down the Soul Train line. Brad is a freaky. No. Come up for Brad, ladies and gentlemen.
Bradley, technically. God damn. Okay. So Beacon actually inspired me with his story. He was talking about like past dating relationships, which I always have great stories with that. So we're taking this way back to before the pandemic. I was talking to this girl. We'll call her Tara, because that's her name. Tara, in case anyone's wondering. So she invited me to this event, and it was like a fundraiser. She worked for Humane Society or something at the time. And she's like, oh, there'll be like a lot of big ones there. You can like meet my friends and things like that. I'm like, great. Like, you know, I'll never pass up an opportunity to dress up. So we get there, there's like all these people. Everyone is like schmoozing with like everyone. And I'm like, I'm gonna actually like, you know, kind of see her in her own element, see how she is. And like, you know, people come up like, oh, Tara, how are you? I miss you. It's been so long, blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, they hug and everything like that. And then, you know, they walk away. She's like, oh, she's such a fucking bitch. I can't stand her. Like, her husband is cheating on her. He probably deserves it. And I'm just like, damn, okay. And it went on and on like that, like all night. Like everyone, oh my gosh, Tara, it's been so great. And just like, oh, just fucking cunt. She has chlamydia. It's just like calling everyone out. And I was just like, man, like, yo, you're kind of being a bitch. She's like, oh, that's the Leo in me. And like, I don't know anything about zodiacs, but I was just like, God damn it, whatever. It's like, you're just a bitch. The time of year you were born doesn't make a difference. So whatever, like, you know, free drinks. And then, like, you know, so I actually met some of like her friends that she actually liked. She didn't say anything negative about them yet. So they're like, oh, we're gonna go out. There's like a karaoke bar. Like, it'll be fun. And I'm like, I'm always down for some karaoke. You know, just let my guard down. So we go to this bar. It's called Brando's. I don't know if anyone's ever been to Brando's. I hated it. Maybe it was that day, but it's like I was painfully aware that I was the only person of color there. And it was everyone is just like drinking, like just taking shots, and like people are just getting wasted, and I am way too sober for this. So, you know, like her friends are getting obnoxious, and I was like, oh man, it is 10:30. Like we should head home. It's like, I'll give you a ride home. So get an Uber, and I'm thinking she didn't seem drunk at the time. So we leave, and as soon as we start walking, I was just like, oh, okay, like you are way too drunk right now. So she's like stumbling around. It's like the Uber doesn't know where we are. It's winter. I'm miserable. I just want to go home. So finally we get to the car, and again, she's drunk. So she's being obnoxious in the Uber. She's like, turn this fucking song up. Oh my gosh, I love this song. And the whole entire time I was like, she's gonna fuck up my Uber score. God damn it. And I was like, it's been immaculate up until this point. I'm just kind of trying to make eye contact with the Uber driver, like, I'm sorry. And she's just like still being obnoxious, and like out of nowhere she just like starts crying, and she's like, I was like, are you okay? She's like, my fucking friend, man. Like, she's just crying, and like song change. She's like, I fucking love this song. And I'm just like, I just need to get home. Just want to get home. Just got to make it. I can still get 5 stars out of this. So we finally get home. And then I was just like, all right, I'm just going to quickly take her home. I was like, all right, I'm just going to like take the dogs out really quick, and then I'll drive you home. So I go out, literally just take the dogs out the door till I go to the bathroom, and I'm like right back in. And I was like, where is she? And I was just like Tara, like, hey. And she's like, I'm over here. And then I like look into my room, just like ass naked in my bed. And I was just like, oh, this doesn't seem consensual. So I was just like, hey, let's get you home. Like, what's this? She's like, you don't want me now? She's like, oh, you have an Alexa play Nicki Minaj. I was like, Alexa, don't do that. So, you know, I'm just like, no, like let's get you home. You know, it's like it's late. You got to go to work in the morning. I'm like trying to like just get her clothes on. Like her eyelashes like falling off. I thought they were real, but they weren't. And then she starts crying, like, you don't want me? Oh, like, you know, it kind of goes that road. And I'm like, no, I would tear that up any other day, but it's like, man, it is real late right now. So, so finally, like, get her in the car and then drive her home. She lived like late. I'm just like calling her out like on every detail right now. She lived up north, and her address was no. So then, you know, like I walk her in, and then like didn't realize she had like three chihuahuas, which like one chihuahua is too much. And they're like all barking at me and everything. And she's like, "Do you want to stay?" I'm like, "No, I gotta go." The time is up right now, but this is gonna be a two part story because she also hated my friends, which was a great story. But yeah, that's all I got.
There's nothing worse than having to take care of a drunk person you don't want to. It's the fucking worst. Oh, they want to give you some, so you're like, no, the fuck, thank you. I am not turned on in the least bit right the fuck now. Am I cleaning up your throw up? This is fucking insane. All right. That's the worst. Oh, you know what's even worse? A high person and a drunk person. Like one's just high and one's just drunk. They do not match. Ask me how I know. Dumped her ass. All right, so. Yeah, all she do is drink. All right, so this person I'm about to call up next. When the pandemic hit, we did grown folk stories on Zoom. Okay, it was fucking hilarious. And she was done telling her story, but she didn't turn off her microphone. And so we heard the whole go to the store, get a blunt, unwrap that bitch, fold it up, blah, 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 blah. Like, from what I heard, she could pro the fuck out of a blunt. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Erica Edwards. Where's Erica? Come on, Erica, where you at? Roll up. You all the way in the back? God damn. We gonna start, hey, where the DJ? Oh, all right, just me. Cool. How's it going? All right, where you from? Good times. Erica, where you at? God damn. Oh, there you go. One more time for Erica! Erica, give me the blunt. Is it done?
No, it's for me.
Damn, G, I was stingy ass. I'll put it in.
Sharing no blunts. Okay? This is on me. How y'all doing? Keep that right there. So, hey, my social group is out here. Okay, enjoy Life Chicago. Y'all make some noise for me. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, I grew up here, you know. I graduated here from Woodson, and all of this used to be the projects. So I'm so excited how they built up on 45th and Cottage Grove. So I've got a story to tell. So again, I grew up around here. So to get out the hood, we would go into Hyde Park. We would get on, go on foot. It was a lot of kids on Drexel. And I got an older sister, Tamika. She 3 years my senior. So all her friends and then my friends, And we would get together and we would go into Hyde Park. So we would take 47th Street, and then when you turn finna make that right to Lake Park, we'll get on the other side, the little concrete side. It's because it was a ladder. And we would climb the ladder. We were crazy kids. Climbing the ladder is about 13 of us. Climbing the ladder to the train tracks. We didn't live over there, so we weren't aware that that's Metro, and that's an active train, We like, we gonna climb the train tracks, and it leads to a secret park. Now as an adult, all I know is that it's the park right there on 51st and Lake Park. You can literally walk under the motherfucking viaduct. So we climbing the train motherfucking ladder, and we walking on the train tracks and shit at 25 feet, and then it's the underpass. Now we know it's when the motherfuckers get off the metro and they going down to go to work. We like, oh, it's a secret. So we go down and we at the park. We did this several times, G, like a lot, all the time, yo. So like
when I was about 15, I was in, no, I wasn't even that old. I was about 14, about to graduate from Woodson. I had a best friend, Mignon, who lived in Bright Star, the church on the corner there. So we was in Chicago's academic game league, you know, and on Saturdays we have to go into High Park to practice, to play. So the plan was she come from where she at on Drexel and meet me where we live at, and we go to the fucking High Park. So we was early one day. I said, hey, Mignon, you want to go to the secret park? I never forgot it. It was always in my head. She said, secret park? Yeah. I said, girl, because we early. We'll get there. So it's like 7:15 in the morning. We got to be there at 8. So we walk, and I remember, you know, we cross the street, the little ass street, and we see the ladder. I said, we climb this ladder. She said, but it's a train. I said, girl, the train don't work. Ain't no train up here. So we on the train track. And I remember we walking, and we was walking for a minute. I'm like, damn, I don't remember walking this far when we was with Tamika and my friends and shit. You know, like, where the fuck is the park? So she asked me the same thing, like, Erica, where's the park? I'm like, right, shit, I don't know. I said, fuck it, let's just go back the way we came so we can go to the, you know, practice. So we walking back, what we see? A motherfucking the metro. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, oh! I mean, this is real life, G. I'm not making this up. So she like, what they do? I said, run. So we running towards the train trying to get to the, we are 13 years old, we running towards the train, this motherfucker, boom, boom, boom. So so all we had to do, we couldn't find a fucking place to go in that little part, you know, the grassy part right there. The tracks and then the grassy part, but then it's like you fall, bitch, you're dead. So we hung okay, so as the train going past, we just like on the fucking floor on the little grass, trying not to fall over into Lake Park, Stony Island. Oh, we almost died, G. And so when she stood up, she had pissed all over us. Oh, she was pissed. I'm surprised she hadn't shit on us. I mean, that was petrifying. Well, you motherfucker almost died. And they something. And so I told my sister that story in my adulthood, and she apologized. She was like, oh my God, sister, I'm so sorry. She said, I should have, you know, as a big sister, but she wasn't thinking about it. We was only 3 years apart. So she was like, I should have told you were to never go there without me, you know, like. And girl, we were like literally almost fucking got killed by the train, by metro train. That's it. That's that piece.
If you don't get your doom, that's Stand By Me. I know that plot. That happened. That's the nigga version of Stand By Me. I know that plot. It was a train coming. We just jumped over. I know that. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand. Everybody. Come on. So, darling, I love grown folk stories. This is crazy. All right. And your friend name was Minion? Oh, Despicable Me ass Minion? Let me get this straight. You told Minion to do something. She was like, okay. Weird. Oh, what the fuck? No, I won't be afraid. I'm just kidding. I lived in Thailand. I've seen bugs bigger. All right. Where is Shaka Mitchell? Shaka Mitchell, a cold ass name. Shaka Mitchell. Come on, Shaka. Come over, Shaka, y'all. Oh, you light skinned. That was unexpected. Like your name should be Binky. One more time for Shaka Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it is right. All right, I'll step forward a little bit. Hello, my name is Shaka Mitchell. I am the co-founder of Anthos Training Clubs, located on 53rd and Lake Park. Shameless plug, where we are revolutionizing people's relationship with training. Black owned, obviously. So, I'm a little nervous. I have social anxiety, but this story is nothing about that. But shout out to therapy. So yeah, this story has nothing to do with nothing. But before I got into fitness, I used to be in martial arts. I went to Korea. I got a master's degree in Taekwondo. I was there for 3.5 years. Great experience. And so when I first got there, I couldn't speak Korean at all. And at my university, it was actually the #1 in the world for Taekwondo when I was there. I'm actually the only American to graduate from there. But when I was going there at first, I was getting my ass beat. It's different in America than it is in Korea. So I have some of my teammates are like world champions, Olympians, and all that. So when I first got there, I couldn't communicate with them. And one day after training, they're trying to communicate with me, and they're like, "Dougie?" I was like, Dougie? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's 2012 too. So then they put on the song, Teach Me How to Dougie. I'm like, oh, they want me to Dougie. I broke it down a little. They went nuts, and it was real fun. It was a cool way to bond with them when I couldn't really communicate. I could communicate with my professors and the teachers, but like I said, my teammates, I couldn't really talk to them. So fast forward, one thing about Korea is when it comes to nudity, same-sex nudity, they're very open with it. And so they had public showers, and I stayed in the dorm rooms or whatever, so I'm in the public showers. And I'm from the suburbs of southwestern Illinois. I don't know anything about public nudity, YMCA, the only people that were nude were the old white dudes. And I'm like, man, put some clothes on. So I'm there, I'm very uncomfortable. They're, talking to each other in the shower. I'm just like, y'all bugging. So one day I'm in the shower, we're training 3 times a day, so I have to shower. I'm not gonna be funky or anything like that. So I'm in the shower. I'm kind of in the corner, not talking to anybody, just, doing my thing. And then one day, I feel a hand on my shoulder. Butt ass naked in the shower. I don't know if you've ever seen American History X, but that's all I could think about. And these are trained killers, so I was like, this probably isn't gonna go well for me. But I look, I turn around, and it's one of my teammates, butt ass naked, and he's like, Dougie? So he wanted me to teach him how to Dougie, butt ass naked in the shower. And I was just like, man, we're cool and all, but this just isn't the time or the place. So this is a quick story, nothing about nothing, but my name is Shaka Mitchell, co-founder of Anthos.
Shaka Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen, Taekwondo in the shower. I lived in Asia for 4 years, bro, and he's absolutely right. They they have no problem with the nudity and everything, but I had students. I had Chinese students. I had only 2 Korean students and the rest Thai students. And I had one student, he loved black culture. He was like, Mr. Binky, can I get dreads? I was like, absolutely the fuck not. And then we had to talk about appropriation versus, you know what I'm saying? It was a good talk. It was a good talk. But yeah, man, Viva la Asia. I don't know how that goes. All right, this next person I'm calling up, you might know her, you might not. It's not a big deal. But she is one of the dopest, man. She teaches storytelling, as a matter of fact. She teaches people how to tell stories. She and I have we're doing a show together where we're telling a story together. You know what I'm saying? On the 28th. 28th? Cool, let's say that. And this is one of my good friends, man. Such a fucking phenomenal person, an amazing teacher, an amazing person. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our motherfucking superstars. Clap it up for Lily B! Come on, dress. I was gonna wear that too, that's crazy.
For the twinsies. I know we're gonna prepare for the 28th. We'll plan it for the 28th. Oh my gosh. I never come here with a story prepared because I know my life, right? And it's Hispanic Heritage Month, so I figured, let me tell you a story about my Hispanic or Latina ass family. I'm 15 years old, and I'm sitting in my living room with my then boyfriend, who in months would become my son's father, right? But I don't know that at the time. We just, we're 15. We don't, I don't get pregnant till I'm 16. I don't have him till I'm 17. But at the time, we're 15, newly together, and I'm sitting in the living room with him, just hanging out. And we're talking about, like, just nerdy shit. We're like nerds. Like, so he's into comic books, I'm into comics. We're just, like, vibing and nerding out. And there's a knock on the door as we're sitting in the living room. My mom gets up from her room. She goes to answer the door, opens the door, and there is my father, who until this point I had not seen in like 3-4 years. And I mean seen. And he lived less than a mile away, raising like a whole other family in our face. In fact, my father was a Jehovah's Witness, converted to, I believe, not to have to buy us presents and visit us on holidays. I think that's why he converted to Jehovah's Witness. Because he's not a religious fucking dude. And he shows up, and he's standing there, and my mom is like, Hola, David. What do I owe this visit? And he said, I was in the neighborhood, predicando, like just going door to door, passing the word of, I guess, the Lord. And I'm sitting there with my boyfriend, my sister, my brother are in the living room. We're like watching, I don't know, gargoyles or some shit. I don't fucking know. And then he's like, pasé para ver mis hijos. And my mom's like, you want to see your kids? Okay, here they are, right? And we're right there in the living room. And we all turn to him and we're like, okay. What are you saying to someone you haven't seen in years? So he walks in with his like little horchata belly, right? He all like, he like this big. He like walks in, and he's all like, "Hola, cómo están? ¿Cómo están?" And we're like, chilling, watching gargoyles, and he's like, "Pues qué están haciendo? Like, what are you all up to?" And we're just like, "Who the fuck are you?" What do you want? And he's starting to get a little feeling like a little awkward. And he's like, pues, no me van a saludar. And we're just like, you want us to like greet you? Like what? Like do like dance routine? What you want from us, Dad? And I'm just sitting there like, and my boyfriend, mind you, is sitting right there like, that's your dad? And I'm like, yeah, it's awkward. And he's like, and then that's when he says and sees him sitting there. And he says to my mom, ¿Y ese quién es? And she's like, that's Lily's boyfriend. ¿Novio? ¿Cómo que novio? And my mom's like, she's a young lady. She's dating. You know, you would know if you were here, she says. And he ignores that. But in my head, I'm like, damn, Mom. He's like, pues, ¿cómo vas a tener estas hijas que tienen estás creyendo putitas? And look, I know some of y'all knew what the fuck that meant, but I was like, and my mom was like, ¿Cómo que putitas? What do you mean bitches? What do you mean I'm fucking raising bitches? And my dad is like, see, I mean, they're too young to be dating. Like, why are you watching them? And he's like going in on my mom, like going in like, you ain't shit. Like, you're not raising our daughters right. And he's saying all this in Spanish. And at that point, I look at my boyfriend, who is now like super awkward, feeling super awkward. And I get up, little 15-year-old me, and I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the fuck we can do? You ain't done shit for us in our whole life. And, you ain't been here the whole fucking time. And he slaps me. Like, don't talk like that to your father. And he doesn't even finish the word because my sister, who's a fucking tank, grabbed my fucking dad the minute he slapped me, and my little brother opened the fucking door and my sister threw him out the fucking door, and he like rolled down the stairs and we like closed it up, and we turned around like the fucking nerve of that motherfucker. The nerve. And then we watched out the window and watched him like and walk away. I don't see him for like another, I don't give a fuck, years. We cool now, right? We are. But I love that at that moment, I realized I got all the family I need in the four of us. We never needed a fucking dad, you know? And even though we're cool now, it's not what it's supposed to be. I'm taking care of my mom now who has cancer. If it were my dad, yeah, he on his own. All right, thank you so much.
I would have given anything to see your father get Jeffrey'd out the house like that. Just like jazz and shit, like, ah! That was great. Your sister a G, I know your sister. Cheese ain't no, she don't fuck around. And y'all all the same height, that would have been adorable. All right, get away from me. No, you get away from me. All right, so look, is there a Jessica here? Jessica. And there's a lot of name in the bucket, so we trying to, boom, 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 boom. Is Jessica here? Jessica? Jessica. Oh, here she go. What's up, Jessica? Coming over, Jessica! Yeah, gotcha.
You pulled my neighbor. Hi. Sorry. Okay, so my eldest just turned 18 yesterday. She is a senior in high school, and right now we're looking for scholarships. Right? They're a bright student, very intelligent. But my daughter was assigned male at birth, and a year ago came out to us that they're a trans girl. So, this last year has been a learning process for me as a single mom, for my younger child who is 9, just navigating through what that means and how to support your child, in something that you don't know anything about. And today we went to a doctor's appointment at the Howard Brown Center to start HRT treatment. So they were prescribed the meds to start transitioning. And man, what a trip. Like, how do I have an 18-year-old, right? And then I have to learn this new thing, and I'm counting down the months that I have left with her, right? Like, are you ready for this world who isn't kind to people of color, to women, But I'm hoping that in the few months that's left of high school in the senior year, that I can, provide the basic, I don't know. I'm scared, right? Like, I don't know if I've done enough as a mother. I don't know, but that's my story. Pray for us.
Clap it up for Jessica! Trying to navigate this world, man. Boy, that's gotta be hard. That's why my pullout game is amazing. I'm just saying, that's gotta be difficult to deal. I wouldn't know how to, I'm mentor and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll mentor and be like, all right, deal with that shit for the next couple hours until I get back. As a parent, though, you like, this is 24/7, huh? Damn. Hey, man, one love. Clap it up for Jessica, man. That's love. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We'll take a small 10-minute break. A small 10-minute break. I wouldn't leave my seat, but a small 10-minute break. We'll be right back. All right, guys? Talk. And somebody roll up. Damn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, start taking your seat, please. Start taking your seat. We are not going to what they call fuck around. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Find your seat. 2 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back. We are back. What's up, grown folks? We good? We here? We back? We good? All right, all right. I don't see. Oh, yes, you go. Okay. So we're gonna keep this moving because we have a lot of people who were apparently inspired, and 37 people put their motherfucking name in the bucket. So let's. So many. That was a fake number, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So this person I'm calling up, man, oh man, what a special, wonderful person who just had a birthday not too long ago. She a part of the Dimple Squad. What else? She takes amazing pictures. She is, if it is not for this woman, Silver Room in all its glory would be shut the fuck down. She does so much. She's the reason that this shit is happening here tonight. You know what I'm saying? This is how much of a beast this woman is. You know what I'm talking about? And she's such a fucking sweet person. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Angie! Clap it up for Angie! Last time she had a story about Genuine being a jerk, so. Who was it, Usher this time?
No, I wish I had an Usher story. It's funny how Genuine went viral after that, though, too. All right, so I'm going to keep this vibe on the Hispanic Heritage Month, because shout out to Mexico. I'm going to tell the story about the time I realized Mexico was different. So I grew up, you know, typical kind of Mexican family. We would drive down to Mexico every summer until I was like maybe 10 in a big Astro van. There's like 30 of us in it. And yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing with Mexicans. So, you know, growing up, you know, like you don't really think that things are abnormal when you're a kid, you know? So I was like 10 years old when I went, and then I didn't go again until I was 20. And when I was 20, I was older, and I was able to venture out by myself for the first time. So I'm staying with my family in Texas, as most Mexicans have family in Texas. And we're staying with my family. We're like, you know what? Let's just drive over to Mexico. It was a border town right outside of Juarez. And if you ever heard of Juarez, you know it's like, you don't want to go there. You will get snatched up. There's stories about Juarez.
So my tias, my aunts, they were just like, all right, you guys go over there. We're going to send you over with my priest. My priest, he baptized me. My communion, he's going to keep you guys safe, right? We look over the priest, you know, we're like, all right, well, fuck it. We'll go into Mexico with the priest. This is what makes you feel better, you know, whatever. The priest, he was like super nice, everything. This man changed into a different person as soon as we crossed the border. So, you know, like we crossed the border, you know, and we get inside and he's like, all right, cool. You guys go over there. I'm going to sit here and have my tequila. And he got shit-faced and during the day. So we're like, bet, all right, the priest that was supposed to look out for us, it's cool. We're cool with we're with the shits, you know, whatever. And like, you know, when you're American and you go down to Mexico, you kind of like, there's like this thing, you got to kind of dress like kind of raggedy. You don't wear your jewelry, you don't, you know, try to stand out, but you always stand out. Like every time I will try to talk my most Mexican dialect and I will always be called out for being American. And so anyways, we're there, whatever, and we went to like a little bar, had a shot with a 9-year-old. Yeah, and you know what? I felt like he worked like a really hard day and deserved it. So, you know, so we're like, fuck it, this is happening, you know, whatever. So we keep going around, you know, whatever. And we remember the priest, you know, he was like, yo, whatever you do, don't go past this one block. Don't do it. So what do? We go past the block because we were curious. So anyways, we go and then there's like these storefronts and whatever, and we start hearing music in like the back of the store. So we go to the back of the store and we're, you know, whatever. We go back there. We see a guy swinging a big chain. We see a trail of blood, like a lot, and we see a chainsaw. And as soon as like we see him, like it was like one of those moments where you stop and then he sees us and we saw them, and then they immediately started charging after us with this shit. I thought I was gonna get snatched up, everything. We run, you know, whatever, we run the fuck out of there. We go to the bar and we're like, oh my God, like Americans, you know, thinking people care. And we're like, oh my God, wait, this thing just happened, oh, whatever. And he pretty much treated us and told us that we were dumb and that we should have knew better and that we should have died. And that was the moment that I realized Mexico was different. But shout out to Mexico.
Yo, any travelers in here that like just hit other countries and shit? Hey, I know all y'all got some motherfucking stories. Out of this country's different. It is different. Shit. Whew. Yo, they were swinging chains and shit? What was like the set of Beat It? What the fuck was that? Shh. Fucking chains. What the hell? That's a video. That's a movie. All right. Ooh. Name. Come on, come up for today. Not tomorrow. Today.
I didn't even think I was going to be called. There was so many people. All right, the lights, the fairy bug that's flying around here, all kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm going to go this way. All right. I guess I wanted to share about, you know, the young lady who shared about the suicide and stuff. And, you know, all the stories are beautiful, you know. And like you say, yes, mental health is very important, you know. And if people heard my story, yes, and know my journey, my ups and downs of my struggle. But I'm sharing about being an inspiration and being inspired. So, I've always drawn, like I was always doodle, like, so I struggled through school, and the only classes I liked were art, gym, and lunch, right? And I think I stayed to C and D, and I went to Catholic school. Like, my father reminded me for years, he paid for my education, right? And I didn't do nothing with it, right, at that time, you know, but anyway, like I said, and I was held back school in 4th grade, and not till my senior year I found out I was dyslexic. Because, you know, back then you were just, and I was putting all the slow class. I really wasn't slow. I just didn't understand. You know, I learned different. Anyway, so like I said, doodled and, you know, draw most of my life, you know. So when I was In 4th grade, I had a teacher who noticed my art, and she told my parents about some art classes, and I started taking art classes. And then even when I got in 6th grade, I started taking some Saturday classes at the Art Institute of Chicago. It was some scholarship classes they had, and I took there. So when I was a senior, I had a chance to go to Paris, France, with my best friend at the time. Her sister was an au pair. So we were able to go to Paris. It was beautiful. But my story is not about Paris. My story is about, I was so inspired, and we got to go to the school, Parson College, and it, some people know it was a designer school, and I wanted to be a fashion designer, right? But when I came back home and I told my father, I think I want to go to Paris, I want to be a fashion designer, and he was like, what for? You're going to be a starving artist. Now, mind you, my father, like I said, it wasn't Lily Beast. My father, he didn't know. And what I understand today, African Americans dealt in survival. So the point is, he was like, get a job, get a good skill, because he worked at steel mill. So that's what he did. And for a long time, I did a lot of things. And then, like I said, I went through my journey of depression, almost suicide, just about suicidal, and self-medication and alcohol, right? But then I got into recovery, right? So I'm trying to move the story forward. So my point is that I put my art on hold for years and years, and I might have did stuff for my kids at the time, and like I said, I put it down because I carried that my art, I'm gonna be a starving artist. But so what happened was, like I said, I was in this meeting and I would be sketching on the cups and the foam cups. Okay, Bugs. Okay, I was sketching on the foam cups, and somebody saw me sketching on the cups. I used to sketch on the coffee cups and the foam cups, and they were like, "Are you an artist?" And I was like, no. I really thought it was a bad word. I couldn't even say it. I was like, I knew how to draw. I don't, But through my journey and my journey of healing, like I said, from there, I started doing little projects for people, and like I said, people would need little designs, and I started doing there. And like I said, a part of this fellowship that I'm with, one day they said they have picnics, this annual picnic, and the gentleman, one of the members said, we need face painting for the kids, right? He said, you could get some, we're gonna get you some paint, and we're gonna face paint for the kids. So anyway, we got some cheap paint from Michael's, and I remember I had 100 kids like this. Right? I didn't even know kids like face painting. I didn't grow up with face painting. And my kids kind of got all the face painting. I didn't know face painting was like drugs or crack to kids, really. Literally, this line would never stop. But through that journey, I kept doing, but when I did that first event, I didn't realize I fell in love. It's like I found my passion where I was work, but it was like a love for the work. And through that journey, I found that there were workshops, and I started going on YouTube, and then I found that there were groups on Facebook, and from there I met some people, networked with some African American artists, and they told me about some conventions, and through the journey I kept building and building. That I have my own business today. I work for myself, and now my point is this, my art, and I remember for my father passed, my father was like, he got to see me. He found out I could make money with my art. So we're gonna give a shout out. The name of my business is Chicago Paint and Twist. So I'm giving so my Facebook page, I have a Facebook business page, I have an Instagram page, Chicago Paint and Twist. I have even my TikToks, But I'm putting a shout out. But like I said, through the journey, my art was part of my healing, and yes, that's my story. So stay inspired, and black business, we gonna keep growing. And with that, I keep coming back. And yes, and happy, what is it? Hispanic month too. Yeah.
Happy, how it go now? The Latins of the who is it? Hello, black people. Oh, auntie, who I'm celebrating? Who is Viva? Yo, real spit though, on some artist shit though, That's why Soul. Anybody see the movie Soul? Everybody cry? Bow. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, man, like it gets hard sometimes when like your other family members don't support you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what it is to be an artist, and you're right. You're absolutely right. Your parents want you just to survive. They want you to survive. They don't know what they're like. Artists, but you better get a shovel. I'm like, what the? Like, man, that artistry, man, when you get to it, when you really find it, and it's like you make it yours, it becomes your therapy, becomes like what you lean on. That shit is beautiful, man. So one love to the artists, ladies and gentlemen. They helped us survive through the pandemic. Please believe that. Whatever you was reading, that was an author, that's an artist. Whatever you was watching, those are actors, those are directors, those are writers, those are artists. Whatever you was cartoons, illustrators, everything, the music you listen, artists. Everything artists is how the fuck we get by. So one love for artists, ladies and gentlemen. Oh God. All right. My Sherry Amore, where you at, G? Where you at? Miss Amore, where you at? Are you still here? No. Sherry Amore, going once. And you, aunties, cut that shit out, okay? I know y'all got... Next! The fuck? And you was talking during stuff, so I'm watching you the whole time, okay? That's what happened when you get served wine during this bitch. I know you did, boo. I know you did. I heard everything you said, too, goddamn. George P. Where George P. at? Master P's nephew. George P. No. Thank you. She screamed on that one. Ah! There he goes. He's still here. Now he here. Going once, going twice. Fuck that nigga. Stop that. Clap it up for George P, ladies and gentlemen. It's only 5 dudes here, y'all. Come on. Shit.
Thank you, sir. Damn, I'll take it. Shit. All right, so I was trying to decide, because it's Hispanic Heritage Month, I believe, since I got it wrong, yes. I have a story about a trip to Costa Rica, but I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna tell y'all the very first date that I had on the dating app Hinge. It is perhaps the worst dating story you've ever heard in your life, and I think you all deserve to hear it. All right, so about 4 years ago, I'm fresh out of a almost 5-year relationship, and I jump on an app for the first time. And I'm trying to decide, what I want, what I'm looking for. I come across this woman. I usually like to date women a little bit older than myself. Just my preference. They know what they want. I don't like these young girls who still out partying and shit. Like, that's not really my thing. So, at the time, I'm about 32. She's 37. And I'm like, oh, she's a teacher. Okay, she's got her shit together. She's probably, responsible and shit. So I'm feeling good. So, all right, it's the day of the date. And first off, she ends up telling me she's going to be about 45 minutes late. Now, she was fine, so I just let it go. And, my general rule is if a woman shows up late, I just start, I get to drinking because I'm like, hey, you late, so, So I start drinking, and she gets there 45 minutes after we're supposed to meet. And she's real cool, and everything seems to be going well. And she starts drinking and catching up with me. But she's kind of small. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know about this. Like, you real little, but I don't want to tell her. She older than me. She my elder. So what I look like telling her what she can and can't drink. So we running through beers. And everything is good, and the bar we're at closes early because it's one of those bars in like Lincoln Park or something like that they just didn't have that many people, and they closed early. So we're having a great time. She says, hey, let's go to someplace else. I'm like, cool. So we go to another bar, and for me, if I've been drinking beer for a while, I like to switch it up and get some bourbon and whiskey, and I'll drink the beer as well. So I get a beer and a bourbon, and she says, let me get that too. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think this is a good idea, but again, she my elder, so you do you, boo-boo. All right, so we order it, and I drink it, I'm good. And as y'all can tell, I'm a big man, I'm not little at all. And so I'm like, let me get another one. She says, let me get another one. And I'm like, all right, well, if that's what you say you could do. So we order it, and I start drinking mine, and she's just looking at hers, and she's like, nope, can't do it. I'm gone. And I'm mad because that was about $35 worth of alcohol right there that she's not drinking. But it's fine, whatever. It is what it is. But also, I'm a little more upset because just between me and y'all, she had already told me I was getting some tonight. But now she's too drunk, and so none of that's going to happen. So we got to make sure she gets home safely. So I go to the bathroom real quick. I come back out. She has lost her phone. So we are looking for her phone, cannot find it. And I'm like, all right, well, let me just order you an Uber. Now, recently I had some issues with people getting into Ubers and jumping in line at Taco Bell at 2 in the morning, and I get a $50 Uber bill when it should have been about $5, $6. So I was upset. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get in the Uber with you, make sure you get home. We jump in the Uber. We get about a mile down the street. She says, stop the car. Opens up the door, throws up her brains. Okay, cool, no problem. So we keep going. We get out of the car. I'm like, hey, so, where's your apartment, your condo, whatever? And she says, I don't recognize this neighborhood. So when I tell y'all this woman is so drunk that she has forgotten where she lives, I don't really know what to do with myself. I'm not from Chicago or Illinois, I'm from Florida. And so at the time, I was still new to Chicago, and I did not know shit about the city. So I didn't even know where we were. Like, I knew where we were by the address, but I had no idea what that meant in terms of where we actually were. So I'm trying to figure out, what are we gonna do here? She doesn't have her phone, so we can't call her friends. She doesn't know her address. Her ID does not have her current address on it. So we're trying to figure it out. We're just gonna skip ahead a couple hours, about 3 hours go by. We're walking around, we're jumping in taxis. I'm asking her hints like it's motherfucking Scooby-Doo or some shit. Can you give me a hint or something? So, exactly. So finally, she says Buena and Vista. I did not know what that meant at the time, and I gotta hurry up, I got 1 minute left. Taxi driver says, I know where that is. He takes us there. We get out of the car. She says, I still don't know where we are. So I'm even more pissed. All of a sudden, we hear some motherfucking gunshots. I get hit in the head, I get hit in the arm, I get hit in the neck. She gets lit up. Now, mind you, just to help y'all feel better, these were like BBs, pellets. But I don't know if you've ever been shot with BBs. They hurt like a motherfucker. So anyway, we just keep walking. And finally, she's like, I think that's my building right there. And I'm like, thank you, God. But guess what? She has lost her keys at some point in the night, so she cannot get in her building. And we're outside for about 30 minutes. I don't know what she does. She rigs the door somehow, whatever. She opens the door, we get in, and I'm like, you know what? We're in your building. I'm dropping you off at your door. I've done my good deed for the day, and we're letting you go. And I turn back around because I'm just on my phone, and guess what? Her phone is in her hand. So I'm pissed, and I'm gonna try to just finish this up real quick. So I'm pissed, and I'm like, you know what, Lord? Okay. So I tell her, you know what, let's never see each other again. I jump in an Uber, and I head home. I get home, and I'm like, that's it. That's the end of this nightmare. I wake up the next day, and I have an email from Uber. Uber said, someone you were with threw up in the car that you were in. That's gonna be a $150 cleaning fee. Now, mind you, I had already spent money on taxis, drinks, everything on this date, so I had spent about $400. And to end this on a good note, I did message her after. Luckily, I didn't delete her number. And I said, hey, I hope you're gonna pay for this Uber, because, she did say, yes, I will, but I lost my keys, and I had to get new keys, and I got lit up by these BBs, and I had to go to urgent care. And so when I get out, or excuse me, next week when I get paid, I will pay you back. She did pay me back, so that is the end of the story. Thank you very much.
So many things. Let's start with one thing that I noticed the most. You know how I know he from Florida? He was holding that jacket tight than a motherfucker. He's like, I don't trust nobody in Chicago. Fuck that, ain't no one good in my jacket. It's actually a bulletproof vest for BBs. When he said he got lit up, we took it so casually. Now we are from Chicago. We were like, God damn, no, you took that like a soldier. I got shot in the head, man, the fucking foot, dick. Got shot 2 times on my ankle. She got shot 2 times in the titty, once in the earlobe. I was like, this is an interesting night. I was like, damn. Must have been on the west side. All right, so, and the south side, and the south, both. Everybody gets shot everywhere. All right, so where's Fifi at? Fifi. There go Fifi, clap it up for Fifi, y'all. Dum, 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 dum. Come on, Fifi, we got like 12 minutes, Fifi, come on.
Oh, wow. Ooh. You, me, and he. Exactly. So I got a little bit of a situation I want to share with the crowd tonight. So I've been married for quite a few years, and at the end of my marriage, I decided to get a boyfriend. And my boyfriend, he got a wife too. And she decided she wanted to be my friend. So one day on Messenger, I get a message from her and she says, hey, I was wondering if you can get a message to my husband, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. So he laying in my bed and I'm like, your wife is emailing me through Messenger and she got a message for you. And so all of a sudden he calls her and he has her on speakerphone and we're having a conversation and I'm listening to it and she says, so I was wondering if it was possible for you to stay at your girl's house for a few days and perhaps we can just share you. And I was like, who does this? So now the wife has my phone number and now she's emailing me and texting me and she's sending me messages. And I'm like, really don't know if this is really a good idea. And I really don't know what to do in this situation. I really love the guy. He's a great guy. He, really fulfills a lot of those needs. But with him still living with his wife, I'm just trying to figure out, how are we all gonna coexist together? So I'm trying to figure out, what does this all look like? So you have him for a few days and I have him for a few days, and then what do we do together in this situation? So the wife has become very comfortable with texting me and telling me about his work schedule and what he has going on, and he's not doing chores at the house, and she has issues with him not cleaning up after himself, and she wants me to have a conversation with him, and I'm just trying to figure out, how do we get here? I don't really understand this, but apparently we're quite comfortable in this trifecta of a relationship we have going on. And now, when he's off from work, he wants to come to my place, and then during the rest of the week, he goes to her place. And I'm trying to really figure out, what are we all doing together? And maybe perhaps we should all meet together. So then we have a meeting, and she invites me over. And her house is quite nice, so I go in and she invites me up and she has some, little drinks and snacks, and we're having a conversation, and now we're trying to figure out how we're going to share this man, and I'm starting to figure out, how do we get here? And better question is, how do I get the hell out of here? And if anybody has any advice, I would really appreciate it, because I'm really caught up in the sauce right now. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I can stay over your house sometimes, and then I can just go to her house after I'm not at your house. That's how it's gonna go. Nah, man, hey, I've tried poly and open relationship shit. This shit is mad difficult. Mad difficult. People think it's all about sex and shit. No, that shit gets involved sometimes. Fuck that. Fuck that. That is too much. And you know, that's not even like a trifecta. Y'all both sharing a pet. Like if you could take him on Wednesdays and Thursdays, cause that nigga need to be walked every fucking morning. She invited you up with snacks trying to coerce you into taking care of this nigga. Girl, could you please just suck his dick sometimes? I don't even, you know? He's insatiable. It sounded great at first. Everybody was like, ooh, modern. Okay, open thinking. I like this. Then y'all was like, oh, no. Nah, I don't want to do that. Is it Amiel or Amiel? Amiel or Amiel? Amiel, no? It is not Amiel? Is somebody walking towards me? No? You are turning the other way. That is my Banderas. Let's go. Is there a Shannon? Shannon? Where's Shannon? Shannon, come on, Shannon! Clap it up for Shannon, y'all. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why freaky motherfuckers been on my mind all night. Every time somebody walk, I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I'm sorry. Clap it up for Shannon. Oh, boom, 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 boom. All right, girl.
All right. Thank you. I'll make it quick. I don't have all that time. I don't even know what I was about to say, y'all. Can y'all hear me back there? Okay. Where are my educators? We have any educators in the building? Shout out to all my educators. Okay, long story short, right? I'm trying to debate whether I want to tell y'all where I work. I'm not going to tell y'all where I work. But I work out west. I'm a west sider. Yep. Work in the education field. Whoop, whoop, west side in the house. Whoop, 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 whoop. So we have all these PDs, right? Right before, the school start, And we always on a high. Like, school is going to be great. It's going to be amazing. We're going to come back and the kids are going to be wonderful and they're going to be beautiful and we're going to have a great year. Right? So, like, we would get in there, we get motivated. They give us the same stuff they tell us year after year. If you've been at your job for a really, really long time, like myself, 10-year piece in this boy. So, yeah. So, I already know what's going on, for all the new heads that come into the education department. And you just expecting great things to happen and be wonderful. And then, like, 3 weeks in, fast forward, and this boy, and like 3-4 people just leave the job. You know what I mean? So... Like, I'm just like, really? You know what we signed up for? We had the rubric, we had the plans, and you leave, you don't tell nobody you leaving, you just out like that. Right? So, right, I never really thought that I would be in the education field, right? Went to Eastern Michigan University, it's the PWI, it's not a HBCU, but I still love you guys. They weren't trying to give me no money. I went to EMU on a free ride. So, I ended up there, EMU, right? Got my bachelor's and my master's. Master's in the power of language through the pedagogy of communications and all of that jazz, right? Still never thought that I would be an educator. Didn't know what I was going to do after I graduated. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Wound it up teaching, right? I love my job. I love my kids. But it's just my institution. I'm not going to tell you where I work. It's a beautiful place. It is a beautiful place, right? Long story short, I think with the right side of my mind. So, like, I like words and stuff like that, right? So how did I end up in a math class, right? Do we have any math people? Math out there? Woo, 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 woo. If you need a job, come holler at me. If you need a job, come. I'm serious. I'm dead serious, right? So I'm not a math teacher, right? So at my institution, I have taught African American studies. I have taught Spanish. I have taught math. I'm not a math teacher though, But I love my institution, I love my kids, right? So I try to give them the best that I can do, even when I can't do what I need to do. You know what I mean, right? So, culinary arts teacher, she dipped, right? I'm not a culinary arts teacher, you feel me? So I'm like, I can cook, right? But I'm not a culinary arts teacher, right? So my division is creative writing. I'm a poet. I like words. I like using that side of my brain. But my kids don't like reading. They don't like words like that, right? So make it make sense. So I'm trying to, finesse this culinary arts class that turned into a creative writing class, and my kids write, right? I'm just being truthful right here. This is me. Y'all don't know me. I don't know y'all. You can't. This is just me, right? So, long story short, right? Because I don't know how much time I got. I can't see. It's just bright up here, right? 1 minute. Okay, let me get to it. My kids don't like reading, so the assignment that I put together, right? It's about like words and stuff, because it's creative writing, right? And I was telling them to like think small, but then think big and just think out of the box. So, anyway, we had this project. They had to use branches and trees and stuff, right? But they couldn't really think about what they wanted to do. So I created a piece for them, right? So I'm going to read the piece that I created, and then you tell me what you think about it. Okay, I got a minute. It's called Lighthouse Magic. Dear branches of a girl, I just wanted to tell you that leaves still fall from silent trees. Even though the roots of your smile is hidden in the pits of darkness beyond the now, your light won't keep quiet. Regardless how you feel, she always has something to say, locked and abandoned. Oh my God. Regardless how she feels, she always has something to say. Locked and abandoned like a stolen castaway, she's a fighter. In the dimmest light, tucked under blankets, blown like a kite, she's a fighter. Black girls are magic with broken roots and hidden tongues. You are magic. There is something in our melanin that makes us rare like diamonds in the rough. Our skin is both smooth and tough. We are everything. We are sun, comet, galaxy, star, and universe. Mother, daughter, sister, wife, sometimes hot and everything nice. Dear black girl, you so dope that your beauty is intimidating. Filling every room you enter with light, fearless, classy, bold, and bright. Your smile is moonlight, iridescent, glowing every room that you enter. The air yields its vessels to you. You are air. You make struggle look easy. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Sister, there is strength in your crown. You are a queen, ghetto and fabulous. You are both self and love. You are smile and joy, peace and pride, walk and stride. You are gift and prize. Even when we stumble and fight our way into being all white, the marathon must continue. She said, even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. Dear dope black girl, you are power. You carry sources of light. Even when your cup is empty, you are strength. Stronger than your strongest warrior. A lioness to your lion, a goddess to your god, a quiet strength that leaves a lasting impression. You are greatness. You are beautiful. You are kind. You are important. You are enough. You are first. You are one. And always put yourself first. Your greatest self has been packaged away, waiting to be opened. So in those days when you're not feeling your best, and you're tired, and you're sad, and you're lost, and you're feeling lonely or depressed, hold your head up high and realize you belong to the Most High. Hershey kisses are light bulbs, the photogenic crispy smile, sharing love, joy, and happiness, and one of God's brightest childs. Today is the day that you will shine your light bright like a diamond. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. My ladies, my queens, my sister, let us always continue to be a blessing. And I rushed it because I only had a minute, and I'm sorry. But, we got to pour into our kids. We got to give it out. And if you are a math person and you really like math and I'm dead serious about that thing, come holler at me and I'm in the back. All right, thank you.
That was the smoothest way to spit a piece at a story set I've ever seen. That was fucking smooth. That transition was nice. You was like, story, or whatever. I got a piece. That was slick as hell. I've never seen that happen before. That's actually a first. Well done. All right, that was nice. Remember last time dude did a whole comedy set we told his ass not to? Lord, y'all some sneaky motherfuckers. I like it. One more time for Shannon, ladies and gentlemen. And then we got another Shannon coming up. I got you, Shannon. I got you. We got another Shannon coming up. I got you, bro. Coming up for the other Shannon, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Shannon.
I'll be quick. Yeah, no, that's what I said it. I used to do this thing that's called a street evangelism. That's when you go to like malls, festivals, events like this, and you annoy people for Jesus. You have to deal with an intense amount of rejection in street evangelism. Just imagine like going out and asking people, hey, talk to me about Jesus. Everybody has something else that they gotta do besides talk to me about Jesus. Even other Christians, you know. The guy who ran the evangelism department was Minister V. And Minister V, all he did was fasted and prayed. That's all he did. Fasted and pray, fasted and pray. You know what fasting and pray does to a person, right? It makes your breath stink. I hated talking to Minister V. Minister V, I'd be like, but he grouped me with, you would go out in groups of 2, and he grouped me with, it was like stronger Christians would go out with the newer Christians. We would call them baby Christians. That's what you call them. And he grouped me with a guy named Mike. He was a baby Christian. He was fresh out of prison. Fresh out of prison. Like had that prison build. The upper body was just like crazy, but the legs, no legs at all. It looked like a beetle. I used to say it looked like a beetle, like if a beetle was standing up straight. And me and Mike, I tease him about it too. I'd be like, Mike, you believe in God, but do you believe in squats, man? You gotta put some squats in your life. We would go out, he fresh out of prison. Mike couldn't accept the intense rejection of street evangelism. So we'll be going out, we'll go out to a mall and I'll be ministering to people and people like will walk away. And so I minister to people and they walk away and he'd be like, fuck y'all then. I'm like, Mike, we can't, that's not what this is for, you know. So we'll be going to different places and I be getting into debate sometimes. They tell me not to debate, but the atheists always want to debate. So I be getting into debates with the atheists and we debating. And I see Mike out my peripherals, you know. And Mike got this look in his eye and I see him with his fist balled. And I just try to get the atheists away. I be like, yeah, no God, man, no God. You're right. You got me on your side. And I talk to Mike. I be like, Mike, man, you can't knock out people just because they don't believe. And Mike actually knocked the person out. After a long day of rejection, we were at the White Castles, just having some White Castles, and Mike was telling me he was hanging with some of his old partners and guys he used to do dirt with, and the one guy he said was talking about God and Jesus and the church, and he told me, I knocked his ass out, Shannon. I knocked his ass out. I'm like, Mike, people have choices in all this, you know, people have choice. So I talked to Minister V. I said, Minister V, we need to take Mike off of the Jesus sales team. We can move him from the Jesus sales team, move him to the Jesus folding up the chairs in the auditorium team, like the team that puts out the chairs like this is right here, you know. But unfortunately, Mike, he went back to prison eventually, you know, unfortunately. So he kind of went away from the church. And I after a while, I had sex with the church secretary. So I kind of went away from the church for a long time. But if there's any street evangelists in the house, I need you, you know, I need you, definitely. Thank you.
Blessings, brother, blessings. May God be upon you. Hey, I knocked this ass out, Shannon. You know why? Because if you take the O out of God, you got GD, nigga. I put that O on O block, nigga. I just made that joke up right now. Top of the head. You like that? You like that? I fuck with it. All right, so I just had an idea. Somebody came and put money in a bucket for me as a tip. I'm just gonna pass this around. Speaking of church. If you know, like what I did today, you know, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass. I'll start over here. Go ahead and pass around. Don't nobody take out the shit either. Like Coming to America. My fault, nigga. I thought it was trash. Shit. My fault, shit. Goddamn. Now look, this name came up like 4 times in my hand tonight. Jen Sherman. I met you in line and I was trying to coerce people into writing their names down. And I said, you must have a really good job, Jen Sherman. So I pulled your name a couple times. Ladies and gentlemen, come up for Jen Sherman.
Thank you. I do have a good job. I'm proud of it.
So thinking about black folks overseas, when I was 3 years old, my family moved to India. It was me, my twin sister, my mother, my father. And I think my father knew, growing up in Newark, New Jersey, that he never knew he was going to have the chance to do this or to raise his children there. So probably once a month, he would throw us on some sort of bus or train and we'd go see some part of India. And when we were about 5 years old, we were in some like medium-sized bustling city in the north. And we checked into this guest house, like think clearly some British colonial lord's mansion that has been converted into like a bed and breakfast after independence. So we check in, they give us the rules. Quiet times at 10 o'clock. If there is food in the room, keep the windows closed. Checkouts at 2, that stuff. We're good. We then go into what is the fanciest hotel room I've ever seen. It has, I'm 5. It has a 4-poster bed. It had a fireplace in it. I was in heaven. So, and the next morning, we realized that the bathroom has a bidet, which I had never seen in my life. So we're in the bathroom. My mom is brushing her teeth. My dad is shaving, and I am washing every body part in the bidet except the one I later find out is what the bidet is for. But whatever, 5, I'm having a great time. And my sister is in the bedroom, and she's jumping up and down and singing on the bed and being 5. And my father keeps telling her to be quiet. Alex, keep it down. Alex, keep it down. And he's getting angrier and angrier. And finally, and she keeps screaming because she's 5. And so finally he charges out and he yells, Alex! And that's when we heard the scream. And it is today the most blood-curdling sound I remember in my childhood. Like, break glass high. I still can't believe it came out of the grown black man that was my father. So my mom and I run out of the bathroom, and my father and my sister are standing on the bed hugging each other. And the room is full of monkeys. Because we had had breakfast in the room and left the windows open, and they didn't tell us why you weren't supposed to do that. So most of them have plates, and they're licking the food off of the plates. One of them has the sugar bowl from the coffee service, and it's pouring sugar into its mouth, and sugar is coming down its face and its fur. One of them has, they brought us toast in one of those like envelope organizers, so it's all up. And one of them has the toast holder, and like 3 of them are trying to grab the toast, so he's swinging it around, and there are crumbs flying. And one of them has my mother's purse, and he's looking for more food, but he doesn't find food, he finds Uno cards that have come out of the box. So he's throwing Uno cards in the air, and the rest of them are just hitting the room. They're opening drawers, are going through our luggage, they are looking for food. Now, the staff clearly knew why you weren't supposed to leave the window open, because within a few minutes, the door bursts open, and there are all these men, and they've got rakes, and they've got brooms, and they've got sticks, and they're ready to go to battle, but they can't make it in the room, because at the sight of us, they start laughing. Like, the kind of tears are coming out of their eyes, they cannot breathe, they're falling on the floor laughing at the sight of a family of 4 all standing on a bed, hugging each other while monkeys ransack their room and Uno cards and toast crumbs fly through the air.
And that's how monkeypox started. Isn't there a song like The Monkeys on the Bed? But it was actually y'all on the bed. They reversed it. I like that shit. Reverse it. All right, this is the last performer of the night. I just pulled the name. Have y'all had a good time tonight, by the way? Okay, man. All right, we got a couple more announcements, but this is the last performer of the night. William Love. William Love. No, William. The aunties do not fuck around. I'll put it away.
1, 2, 3.
William Love going once. William Love, my tip bucket going twice. All right, I pull another name, and the name is Jasmine. Is there a Jasmine here? Thank you, I appreciate you. Jasmine, all right, J-A-Z, no? Jasmine, are you here, Jasmine? No? Going once, going twice, gone, and now Sarah Shannon. No Shara Sannon. Did y'all take the car together? What the fuck, y'all Uber together here? Everybody that called? Sanju. There we go, come on. Am I saying your name right? How you say your name? Let's go.
Right, hello. Okay, for Spanish, for Hispanic month, I'm gonna talk about all the Mexicans I fucked. All right, all of them, damn it, no, all of them. Okay, so, actually, I'm gonna talk about, it is a dating story, and this person is from the Caribbean, near Mexico. He was homeless. I did not know he was homeless. So let me tell you. So the story goes, I actually met him in Bronzeville. I won't tell you the event. It was not here. And he claimed to be a businessman, and he claimed to be a realtor. And at the time, I actually was looking for an apartment. And I thought I manifested him, right? All y'all manifestation people out there, I thought I manifested this dude. Because I needed a place to stay. He told me he was a realtor and a businessman. Okay. So, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I manifested him. I'm going to give him my number. I gave him my number. And, I talked to him on the phone because I'm cautious. I've had a lot of dates prior, and people have not been who they claim to be. So we're talking on the phone, he talking to me about, I have businesses in Florida, partners in Florida, and he says, okay, I can get you an apartment. I said, well, hold up. Let's meet, so we meet. He busts out a wad of cash. He says he only deals in cash. Well, now I know, I think he was panhandling, something like that. I think that's why all that money. Cash. And so, he takes me out on a date, and we go eat at a Mexican restaurant. I love me some Mexican food. So we go eat at a Mexican restaurant, and we having a good time, we having fun. And I bring up, oh yeah, have you been vaccinated? And I bring that up only simply because I did not care if he was vaxxed or non-vaxxed. I just needed to know your status, because it's kind of like, you gotta know people's statuses just so you can operate in the world, particularly if you deal with older people. So I was going in and out of my grandmother's house. He just happened to say, yeah, I was vaxxed, I'm vaxxed. And I was like, okay, no problem. So we continue eating. Fast forward, he gets sick. He's sick, right? And only thing I did with him, we kissed. We had not been intimate yet. We were not intimate. And so the story goes is that he gets sick. He called me. I'm like, damn, dude, you sick as hell. Like, I was like, are you okay? Is it a cold? He told me he's got vaxxed. He was like, I don't know. So I said, well, I'm going to come through. I'm going to check on you. I bring some, some chicken soup or some shit like that. That's what you do. And I walk in, and he is tore down. This dude is sick something, big dude. He's sick. And so the place where he was at, he was like, it's my friend's house. It's his friend's house. And so he was like, okay, I'm not feeling well, and I'm gonna have to get out of this place that I'm in. Can I come stay with you? I said, but this place that you in, look, I was like, it's nice, plus you sick. And I was like, no, I don't know what the fuck you got. I don't know. And so he don't know. And he kept pushing, he's just like, no, come on, like, can I stay with you? I said, no. I said, no, you cannot. But then he wasn't sick enough to ask for some booty. And because he was so sick, I did give him some. It was okay. I did. I gave him some. I gave him some booty. But at the end,
judge-free zone, guys.
Judge-free, damn it. But at the end, I leave, and then he called me again. He's sick. He's sick. And he's like, guess what? I got COVID. I was like, COVID? I was like, but you told me that I was like, how, Sway? You know, I was like, you know, and so he keep calling me, and he's sick and sicker. And so I said, I'm going to check on this dude. I'm going to check on him because I don't want to be the last person that he see. Or he talked to, and then you find his body, and then they going to be like, well, who the last person on his phone, and it's on you and shit, and then they call me and be like, bitch, how could you? Oh, he dead now. So I said, okay. So I go and I check him out, and I got my bio, like literally, I went in there like I changed my clothes, I put in some, you know, gloves, face mask, everything. And so then I was like, he said, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this place in like 2 days. I said, but I thought you live here. He was like, no, the person who come in here, he's like, he sold it. He sold the place, and he was giving me a story, and he's sick, and he about to die, and he still wants a pussy. And I'm like, well, like, we can't have sex right now, but maybe later. And then I was like, but I thought you were. And then finally, I said, wait a minute, do you have COVID? And he was like, yeah, does this mean we ain't having sex no more? I was like, no, Sway. Goodbye. Changed my clothes. I left that motherfucker sick with COVID, and I don't know, I guess he was evicted. I have no idea, but that's my story. Don't ever trust somebody. If get the test results, and and be safe out there, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. I think she was trying to find a point of that shit. She was like, why I do that? I fucked him. I knew he had COVID. I fucked him. All right, the lesson is, don't fuck big homeless Mexicans. I don't know. What do you want me to say? What do you want to say? I don't know. I'm going to do it again. How'd he die? On top of me. Okay, I'm done. All right, did y'all have a good time tonight, guys? Yeah. Real quick. I just want to be sincere about these moments that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want y'all to take this shit for granted. The auntie's drunk in the front. I love this shit. This is family. This is family. You know what I'm saying? This is family. It is now. What I'm saying is, do not take these moments for granted. Stories are important. It is the, like on the movie 300, he said, I will kill you and I'll cut out the tongues of anybody who says your name. Like, stories matter. Stories matter. If nobody says your name after you're gone, did you exist? You know what I'm saying? So these stories matter. So I want y'all not to take this for granted and just realize how important and in the black and brownness of these stories. The black and brownness of these stories. We outside. This used to be the fucking projects. Used to be. And like, I want not to realize where the fuck you at. I love having these moments of clarity that I have. That's why I love to smoke. I'm like, this is nice. I'm having a great time. God damn, I could be anywhere, but I'm here. So I don't want you to take these moments for granted, all right? So that being said, don't forget to come here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're having a new happy hour. Support silverroom.com. Bronzeville Winery. All black owned, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So clean up after yourselves. Everybody 2 fingers in the air. Everybody 2 fingers in the air. Everybody 2 fingers in the air. In the back too, 2 fingers in the air. Put them together. We'll put them together like this. We'll put them together like this on some African shit. When I say 1, 2, 3, you say peace. When I say 1, 2, 3 again, y'all say peace. When I say 1, 2, 3 again, everybody say peace. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, uno, dos, tres. Peace. All right, hug somebody with consent. Y'all have a good night.
We'll link, and it's Sunday for sure. I'll hit you up. You have my number, text me, I'll get your number, and then we'll connect. All right, we say. Yeah, for sure.
Billy D! Billy D! You already know. You know, we had like 8 people in the back of the
Right,
so
of the circle, man. Nobody. Like, everybody was just hanging out in the back.
I came back to it, I was like, I'll probably never get a chance to get a chance.
One day, you need to get up there, Kenny.
I didn't see you at the block party.
I was there. I was there, just, creeping around. Because I'm taking care of my mom right now, so I gotta wait for like a little bit. And then I was there, and I was like, and I got emotional. Somebody was going with you, man. And it's like, I got. Yeah. My older brother was there. I'm the oldest. The oldest gets the job. Oh, likewise.
Now, well, I mean, I'm going to get some people to help.
Some of those are silver,
Right? Are your Silver Room and Winery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Winery.
You. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
but
gotcha.
we can't
so I
see
won't.
them
I
right
won't.
now.
I can't
There's
see
no
all
way
that.
we can see them. So
trying
just
to
put them all together.
So yeah,
There's
let's just
literally no way
line
to
them
tell.
and then we'll take them in. No worries. I just want to help. For your space, you said. What's your space? Oh, sure. Where is it? Logan? Oh, by my Rogers Park, my hood. Oh, Brandon Weston. Okay. Got you. Got you. I'm gonna try to get some help. That says some other shit.
I did so many during COVID. I was just like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then
What about the SOF or SCF?
That's an easy way. Those are the 3 ones.
Those are yours.
Well,
Okay.
I'm an education director for storytelling initiatives about science. So I'm a storytelling, thank you. Yeah, no, I got boobs. Yeah, no, I got some. I know. Yes. So I was like, I don't get to go out when I do go out, I go all out. It's like an underwear,
Looks like yours were all the first ones that were out.
But yeah, I do now, I now teach workshops. So now I'm the curriculum.
Oh, which one? My favorite or her?
I mean, my eyes are bad. I'm getting old. I can't see that shit. What's going on with you, young man? What's going on with you,
Oh yeah, I do. No, I do.
Jamie, let's try to hit up another Sox game before the end of the season. Yeah, I do. All right.
Damn. Every night I gotta fight to prove my love. Oh, all right. Yes, okay. Yes. Yes. No black culture. I should know that.
These two piles, I'm not sure if some of those might. Oh, those are all you. Okay. I didn't check the backs of all of these. Looks like most of those are yours. But I'm sorry.
Let's see. Yeah, those are
Yeah, they're all in front. So
Perfect.
they're the ones that were in front. So I don't even have to check those. I just found the first TSR here. So.
Okay, this is great. John, make sure you put it on.
Yes. I'm hosting a brunch at Tribe. Okay, you know Tribe? On Lake. What's up, bro? Right after that.
So y'all gonna be with Dingy or you gonna be with?
No, I think I would be with my good. Okay.
I gotta let them know it's cool. Well, you think I brought them out? I went to my niece's house for the ladies. So I'm like, this is how you game them up, yo.
getting us the palette right now.
Okay. Those are all my parents so far.
So far, okay.
And this is what she thinks. This is what she thinks. So she walks away from us.
I do.
She's like, oh, I think it is.
Energetic. You don't even have to shout. Journal. I know.
We're not done with this one, by the way. Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot.
You do know he's playing.
Hell.
Walk away from the conversation. Larry, I'm calling you.
Can you diagnose BP? You know we don't miss nobody.
Oh, he's a psychologist. Oh, I'm a Virgo? I'm so sick of your assumptions.
Why is it so hard? No, I don't even know BP. What I say? I don't want my dog to He's lying.
Am I? Oh, so I remember what she had on when I was here. This is a deflector, man.
Our therapist is only in college.
You on your FaceTime. Do your filter. Good night.
Alright. Somebody. Alright. Here,
Yeah, I got that, John. Be right back after this girl goes.
I like that energy.
Exactly.
8 to 10, Honey Bear Cafe.
At least. Alright, now.
Count my money. Oh, you give me two. Oh, thank you. That was way more than Linda's ever done for me. Whoa. Let me give me a number. Why not eat his food? You know what? I think that I have 5 sisters, so the best thing to do is to feed them. It's not a game. Actually, my sister's still doing it. But I get it.
Yeah, you know, I'm sorry. It's my friend John. John came from California. They supporters, city supporters. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Right, exactly. More about it. Yeah. We know this for 10 years now? Yeah, actually, 12 years. Oh, shit. 12 years. So, we hit the first one we
My life is a social, right? Because I and you know what I mean? So it's like nobody ever gets to another, not nobody, but some people don't get to another.
How you work in the mayor's office?
I'm at work. I know. I live in Terminator District. We're supposed to be like best friends. We're supposed to be like best friends. Makes sense. There's no judgment.
I mean, exactly. You know, we can't have it. Exactly. You go on the It's like you think about that. It's 7,500 people.
I like it and I hate it.
2.7 million people. It's 5, 6, 7,000 people actually are the quote-unquote bad apples.
I'll find you.